about a day and a half, and he essentially was calling everyone to last minute saying, "We just wrote the script, we got to cover it now." The session, I think, began at about 8 o'clock and wrapped up at about 2 o'clock in the morning. I was hot, sweaty, I had taken my shirt off because it was so hot in the booth. He said, "You want to finish this up tomorrow? Come back." I said, "No, I'm on a roll, let's do this." Came out very nice, and you never know that we recorded it in 20 minutes, essentially. The new Sonic stuff, since Colors and Generations, directed by the lovely, talented Jack Fletcher. Have you worked with Jack Fletcher?
I have not worked with Jack.
He's spectacular. It is a love fest. I love to work with him, he loves to work with me, and what's really nice is he tells me that. A little bonus, thank you.
That's awesome. And then I just want to kind of back up, and especially because you are a voice actor here in the front row, and just to add on, when you're working with a bad director, I won't name names, but really do take care of your voice. This person wasn't necessarily abusive, but a lot of the games that you do call for a lot of screams and yells and things like that. And as a voice actor, you really need to watch it and put your career first rather than just aiming to please. Because don't make the mistake that I made, where I was doing one of the combat fighter shoot 'em up games and screamed for 4 hours until I was hoarse, and wound up losing a very big job the next day that I was on hold for because I couldn't do the voice of an elf. Okay, and that really stinks. So having a director, be conscious of who you're working with, somebody who doesn't care about you, they just want what they want. And if you do get cast in something like that and you have another job the next day, switch it around. Don't ever be afraid to tell a director, "Hey, you know what, I can't do that today. You're gonna have to schedule me on a Friday so that I have the weekend to recover." Things like that.
Well, when my children misbehave, I hope they misbehave on a Friday evening so that I have the weekend to recover from the screen.
Any other questions? There you go.
Sort of coming off the back of that last question, are there any directors or voice actors you'd really like to work with in the future?
I like watching talented people work, so I'm happy to work with anyone who knows what they're doing, and I have worked with my share of people who don't, and it's kind of painful. Like, I would do that differently, and by differently I mean better. You don't say that aloud, that would just make enemies, but I have been in stuff with people who just not perfect, this side, not so good. The current trend of big-time theatrical motion pictures, voiced by big-time Hollywood celebrities, who are hired because they are big-time Hollywood big-name celebrities and don't necessarily have any other benefit to being in a film. I wouldn't mind being in a film with them, but on the same token, I would rather be doing those roles that they're doing, because this is what I do. I'm going to get you my field of training. So yeah, meeting a big-time Hollywood celebrity who's doing the same film would be really cool. On a side note, I have just recently, my wife reminded me, I appeared in a dubbed version dubbed by Michael Cimino, At in Paris, a French film that was dubbed and released in theatrically in small independent theaters. I appeared alongside such legends as Angelica Houston, who I never met because she recorded in LA and would never know me ever from anything. But like the Katy Perry video I showed, the video was done way before I was ever booked for the job. So I've appeared with Katy Perry, I've appeared with Angelica Houston, I've never met either of them. I'd love to. Lacey Chabert, who was in whichever game she was in, the Sonic game, she played that princess, whose name was I was, my radio syndication outfit was doing a radio tour with her, they were interviewing her, and I wanted to talk to chime in and say, "Hey, we were in a game together, do you care who I am?" That pan out, she had no idea.
Yeah, I mean, I actually got to say, I can say that I worked with Warren Buffett. We've never been in the same room together. I mean, it was on a series called The Secret Millionaires or whatever. But as far as anybody that I would love to work with, and I would love to work with him just simply because I'm a huge fan of his work, and that's Dan Castellaneta, who is the voice of Homer Simpson, Krusty the Clown, and everybody else on The Simpsons. I just, the guy's voice is just iconic. He's a remarkably talented voice actor. Yeah, I'd love to have the opportunity to work with him.
I think someone who's still alive, all the classic dead people, No Blanks, Paul Frees, Josh Colors of the world, if they were revivified, I'd love to work with them. But Jim Cummings, because Jim Cummings played Dr. Robotnik on one of the early Sonic cartoons, and he's now doing dead-on impressions of Sterling Holloway's Winnie the Pooh, which is an awesome impression that I didn't know anyone could do as well as he does, and Paul Winchell as Tigger. I would just like to meet him and, if not, better get work with him, but also just to find out if he knows who the heck I am. Because we share this character, and he wouldn't have any idea. Questions?
Bye.
Bye is not a question, but thank you.
Bye.
May I be excused for the question at the end, maybe? Question, please.
And what's your recording setup like at home then?
Mine is super simple and super cheap. I pretty much made mine. I have got in my office, one of our bedrooms, I have converted to my office. And in that office, there's a walk-in closet. And so what I did is I outfitted it with blankets. And luckily the ceilings are low, and I put a rug on the bottom. And what I did is I built myself a little sound box. And I basically took my design off of what's called a porta booth. And I basically put two baskets, I sandwiched moving blankets in between, and then I put audio lined the entire thing with audio foam. And I use a very simple blue snowball microphone. And that's it, and my Macintosh laptop. So I take my laptop from my desk, walk it in, set it on a shelf, and I use GarageBand to record. That's it. Honestly, my setup cost me probably about 150 American. That's it. Super simple, super easy. I built a lot of stuff out of that closet.
I have two actually, because our home and our vast palatial vacation home, which is not. It's a lovely home on the lake, but the main home, I'm up in the attic. So it's a nice eight-frame design, so there's not a lot of sound that way because there's not a lot of straight walls reflecting audio back. So I can actually get away with no additional sound output on the wall unless I'm really yelling and screaming, making my voice bounce off the wall. But I use another group product with the Yeti. I own three of them. One for that house, one for the vacation home, and one I brought with me to the hotel. Goes right into my computer. I'm running Adobe Audition, which I paid big bucks for, which is now a $20 a month subscription. Thank you, Adobe. Everyone hates that concept. And sometimes Audacity is Adobe doesn't work right. Audacity is free. And as long as there's no extraneous noise there from the air conditioner that has to be running because it's up in the attic and it's really hot, the children, the dog, the neighbor's dog, because a dog rescue lady moved in with 7 dogs, the nearby firehouse, the nearby hospital, the nearby private airport, then it's perfect. Otherwise, it's like, and anyway, hang on, the airport is open. In our vacation home in the country, it's the master bedroom. There's a walk-in closet, just like yours. The walk-in closet not being used right at the moment. I create sound blankets over the hanger rods. So it's right at voice level. They actually are the perfect height for hanging the rods. I have some extra pillows from the bed that go on the shelf above that, additional baffling. The door is behind me. It's not covered, so far that's not a problem. And apart from the fact that there's no light in there when you close the door, except for my tablet, I'm going to use every tablet, which is self-lit. And there's also no real ventilation, so sessions of more than 15 to 20 minutes at a shot require air breaks.